Now, politics not included. Starring Ben, Sam, Charlie, and their dad.
You really need to get that intro figured out.
Yeah, well, we don't have our stuff.
This is the second time we've done this.
Tonight's episode of Politics Not Included, sponsored by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Skinny Pop Popcorn, delicious, nutritious.
Not really.
And 100 calories per bag. We are adjusting the camera
That is
to
delicious.
new height.
That is delicious.
There's Ben with a blanket upon him,
Oh my god.
You're getting to see a new angle
snuggling
today.
with his water.
I'm snuggling with my
This is
water.
cool. You can actually look. You can grab that by there. Look at that. Oh, hello.
Makes no sense.
All right.
I want to feed
And this is being delivered to one of our hosts tonight, Charlie.
Dad,
There's Ben and Charlie and Sam are
that is delicious, but it's
getting
definitely
our
not nutritious.
camera
Camera angle is about as perfect as it
One
can
day we should do a reverse podcast where camera's here and we swap our seating.
Or we just swap our seating.
Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you decided to tune in and check out our podcast this week.
And the entire time we're talking that chair.
And so Ben and Sam are, they have they're the production crew on this podcast tonight. They came up with the topic. They wanted to do this a couple days ago, and we just done one, so we're doing it now. It's nice and early, so we'll do it. We'll keep an eye on our time, and some of us need to do showers with we're coming up on the end of the year. Happy summer to everyone. Almost summer.
Our school is
Almost there.
tomorrow.
School. Huh?
Our school is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go to school tomorrow. I don't like field day.
Tomorrow's field day. It'll be fun. It'll be nice out.
I hate field day.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah, why
You
are
don't do
you?
it in high school.
Why are you wearing the trench engineer helmet in Helldivers?
Yeah,
That's-
let's not talk about Helldivers.
No, but
we can do a
let's-
whole
that-
podcast on Helldivers.
Yeah, that helmet goes from like.
We're not going to do a
no-
podcast on Helldivers tonight. We'll do a podcast on
Yeah, the
our
only
topic.
the only helmet, the only armor that goes with
No,
is the
it's
trench
not
engineer
about-
armor.
Charlie, it's not about what it goes with. That one holds extra grenades. Anyway,
The
we're not doing
helmet we're talking
podcasts
about,
on
not
Helldivers.
the armor.
Oh, no, I don't know because I was joking around with it because it's funny. But tonight's podcast, Ben and Sam, since you guys, this is kind of your one tonight, want to introduce our topic?
It's about companies trying to save the environment, like Elon Musk with his Tesla company of the completely environmental friendly cars. Are they really?
No.
Why?
Now,
Well,
hold on a second. Hold
The
on.
amount of fossil fuel and stuff. No, I was already talking. The amount of like stuff used to make that car does not remove your carbon footprint or whatever.
That made no sense.
Also, the cars look stupid. Like, have you seen this stupid Cybertruck?
Charlie, when you used to
It
want to buy a
sounds to
Tesla
me-
just so you could open and close the
Here, wait a
doors.
second, though, but this isn't,
What?
just, this
I'm not
isn't just
done.
about Elon Musk, is it? I mean, because I thought,
I'm not done.
okay, yeah.
The new Cybertruck isn't even designed to protect the person driving it. It's designed to protect the car. That's it.
Here's something interesting. I went out for an interview for a company, was selling solar panels, and I was reading about their company. You can read about companies on their websites and stuff, but they were trying to be, like, their whole platform being in the solar panel sales business was to reduce their carbon footprint as much as they could.
Yeah.
And they had like an electric fleet and like all this stuff was all geared towards that whole.
So, I mean, renewable energy is probably our best bet. I mean, sure, they do have their pros and cons. Like the pro, it's renewable energy. It's much better for the environment. It doesn't produce greenhouse gases. But the cons are they can take up space, like solar panels, to actually make them like useful. You gotta like either cover like roofs in it or like take out a huge plot of land, just fill it with solar panels, and they're really expensive too, which makes it kind of like for the rich, basically.
I got an idea. Make
So-
them cheaper.
They're hard to make, Charlie.
I think that I think there's also like a cost to savings ratio of how much it costs to get it versus how much it's going to save you in electric bills, because there's two sides to it. It's like we all want to save the environment, but then they're also trying to make it this double-edged thing where it's like we're also going to save the environment. It's going to be cheaper for you. And you sounded like in the beginning, Sam, that you kind of had like a thing that you went right after Elon Musk. Like I felt like that was that's cool because so you don't think it sounds like you don't think that he is being as green and
No.
so the title of our show I think is what do we say it was companies that are trying to save the environment or help the environment. But
and the problem with Tesla is in like 2021. Well, I'll look up the carbon footprint. It have the exact same amount as a gas car. The carbon footprint to make a Tesla as just making a gas car and using one. So it kind of evens out. I guess it's a little better, but not by much.
Wait,
but what about to recharge it though?
wait, hear me out though. Let's bring Joe Biden into the picture.
What?
His presidential car isn't helping his carbon footprint. That presidential car with his bulletproof windows and
This feels like when we were recording our.
it actually increases his carbon footprint because he has like 20 cars driving beside him. Joe Biden, reduce your carbon footprint. 5 people driving beside you, maximum.
Yeah, actually, Joe Biden's a huge
Max.
fan of our podcast.
Okay, anyway, so in 2021, Tesla, the greenhouse gas emissions were 2.54 million tons of carbon dioxide they released. That's how much.
Oh yeah, by the way, Joe Biden is just Colleen Brooke.
Yeah.
That's true. Joe Biden is Colleen in disguise.
Yeah, but what I mean, when you throw a number out there like that out there, you have to compare that to like another car manufacturer. So, like, are you looking that up now? Because I mean, I think you do research. I would be curious. Obviously, you're going to put out a carbon footprint to build something, to build cars to have. I mean, yeah.
Then, imagine like the news headline like 2 weeks later, like president shot because he reduced his car driving people beside him.
What are you talking about?
What's with you and Biden right now?
From
And the
20 to
president?
5.
Alright, can we just like
All
stop
because of
redirecting the
this
show
kid
to
on
this?
politics not included.
Great, that's not going to happen. So great, we're clear now. Everyone realizes. Anyone
Joe
who actually
Biden's
watches
watching right
this,
now.
Joe Biden
Say that to Joe Biden's
watch
face.
our
Say it
show.
to his face, Dad. I'm literally best friends with Joe Biden.
Right.
I
Can
told
you
him to
stop
log on.
the Joe Biden jokes. Thank you.
And Joe Mama.
Okay. Moving on from that.
Joe Mama.
Right. Please. All right, we're looking up now, Sam.
Trying to find out how much.
What's your
overall-
opinion, Ben? I work for a few different companies. I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research on them. I don't know how green
Paper
they
straws
are.
suck. That's my opinion.
Agreed.
Paper straws. suck.
Yep.
They don't
How
work.
much do they really help?
Dad, your timeout
We
imminent.
did a.
Wait.
That doesn't matter. What's going on?
Paper straws are terrible. The cups are still plastic.
We did a whole.
Real.
Didn't we do a
I agree.
podcast once on plastic in the ocean?
I thought we did.
So to that extent,
Those guys are outraged, not gonna lie.
I think we talked about it at some point. I don't know.
Just Billy.
There's some stuff that needs to happen with that. I think. I don't think we need to. I
You
think we have.
don't
I think we have a.
need-
Here, look. Our population. Look at the population numbers every year. They go up, right? Pretty consistently. So.
Yeah.
And given that, you have a waste management issue. Okay.
We hit 8
We've
billion.
talked about waste to energy. Like any company, in my opinion, that is doing something really good with their, like what Sam's looking up. You know, what's your carbon footprint to manufacture whatever it is to do your business, whether it's a service or whether you're making something, it's manufacturing, or you're distributing something, you're in transportation. You know, that's where all of that stuff matters. Because companies, big companies, they represent these massive chunks, whereas we are individuals, and it's like, oh, we do what we can. I get my car emission tested. We shut our lights, and we're trying to be good about it. But you know, big companies that they can make a huge impact if they are aware of this and they are really doing things the right way. You know, it's not always the most cost-efficient way. That's right. That's why I brought up earlier. Why does it always have to be this this weird balance of like, we're saving the world, we're saving a buck. You know, sometimes you gotta save the world, you gotta spend a buck.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean.
Dad?
Mhm.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Do not bring up Joe Biden.
I'm not.
Okay, great. I'm just getting ahead of that.
So I'm kidding. But my point is, I find it kind of. I don't feel a reason to try and reduce my carbon footprint because what I could make, or I feel like there's no point in it because some random machine in the middle of the Pacific Ocean could produce more than I could make in a lifetime in less than a second.
What is this machine? You're talking about a machine in the Pacific Ocean? What'd you say? Is that what you said?
Yes.
What machine?
Machines that like oil rigs, stuff like that.
Okay,
Oh,
there are
okay.
a few things I found out, okay? So, one, I found out that the number was flawed for the first one I got, and they lied about it. This is the real amount, 30.7 million tons of carbon dioxide.
What was the first one?
It was like 3 million.
It was 30?
3 million.
But
Now
the
it's 30,
actual was
yeah.
30?
Then, for Ford, obviously different carbon, no, they had, it looks, oh no, that's the right number.
30 tons?
Yeah. Hold on.
30 tons is nothing, okay?
30 million, he said.
30 million tons?
Oh my gosh, a ton's a lot.
Yeah, that's why there's a ton of it.
Yeah.
On the bus
Anyway,
today, speaking of tons and stuff, on the bus today,
Don't mention people's names.
I know. This girl gave some other kids, stuff, like, not like,
This sounds really weird right now.
she gave some
I
other
said don't use
kids,
people's names. I didn't mean be ambiguous about what's happening.
Stop.
and I asked for a couple stuff,
What are you talking
and,
about, dude?
and then he said, oh, a couple's two. I said, a few stuff, and then he gave me 3,
Charlie,
and I said, several stuff, and he gave me 6.
Charlie, what are you talking
Say a
about?
ton of stuff.
Okay,
I'll give
finally,
you
I got some
2,000 pounds.
pounds.
2,000.
Okay.
I want a ton of stuff. Just a lot of stuff. Just give me stuff.
So, what is stuff?
Just everything you can think of. I just want
All
stuff.
right, what did you discover, Sam?
I
Some
want
hard
stuff.
data here, some hard facts.
Okay, there. Okay, so in
Yeah, I know.
So in 2022, Tesla sold over 300,000 vehicles, right? Ford over 1 million, like 1.2 million or whatever. Okay, the carbon footprint for Tesla being used is 30 million, and for Ford the overall was 300 million. But here's the catch. So for the Tesla Model Y, X, and I think one other, it is up to 3 times higher than the emissions to manufacture a gas-powered car. So it's much more carbon footprint to manufacture one than a gas-powered car.
But it's still better. Because
Driving it.
30 million times
Yup.
3 is 90 million.
No, but
They're the manufactured.
what's the
No,
ratio?
30
That's the
million
ratio
is
that's
not
important.
That's not
manufactured.
Go ahead, hold on.
So 1.2.
Because 300, there's only 300,000 cars that number is based off of. So if that's your sample size, multiply that to what is that? Ford was it how many million?
1.2 million.
So that's,
This is about
you can do the math very easily. That's 4 times the amount, right? 3 times 4 is 12, 1.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
30 times
300,000
3
times 4. So yeah,
that would be,
so just multiply
it's basically the same.
Yeah, it's just the same.
So
What?
basically, if you do the math on it, manufacturing a Tesla is not any
So what you're
different than an actual
saying,
car. So
what
it's
you're
the same.
saying is don't waste money on Elon Musk because
No.
it's the exact same and it doesn't give you any beneficial.
No, that's
I
not
bet-
what
what
we're
about
saying.
any
What
other
we're
car?
saying
Why
is
buy one or
if,
the other?
okay, if it, here,
One's
Charlie,
cheaper.
you're not missing the point. Your argument, what are you doing right now?
Itching my neck.
Why?
That's a weird way to hit your neck.
Okay, Charlie, your argument is now more plausible. Look,
Everybody do this.
if it costs the same and not more, stop that, please. I'm trying to talk to you, actually. To make a Tesla, then
2 seconds of delay.
if the Tesla runs at lower carbon footprint, then yes, it's serving its purpose. They're not. I don't think Elon Musk is out there making a public statement that making Teslas is more efficient and better for the environment.
I think he
making
is.
them for it. No, it's about the buyer. It's about the same, and it's the end result. When the user gets it, now they are making a smaller carbon footprint. So what Tesla needs is to get their number of 300,000 up to the millions that Ford is, but they're never going to get there if their baseline price for cars are, what is it, $50,000 to get a new Tesla? Maybe, what is that what the lowest price ones are? I have no idea what they are. But I mean, you're talking about a thing here where it's
30,000 for the
cost,
lowest.
okay? Everybody would have a Tesla if they could afford one, I think.
38,000.
38, that's not too bad.
Up to.
But they don't have any cars in the 18
That's not bad at all.
28
That's cheap.
range or the 28 38 range. And that leaves out a lot of cars. Hey, that's every car that we've owned in the last, that I've owned in the last,
61
The
years.
car that I want.
before you guys were born. I had a Chevy Impala that was probably a $29,000 car. That was like, and I had a nicer car before that. I had a Ford Explorer. And I had a van, but I mean, most of the cars I've owned in my life.
What, the
And then
Ford
from
Pro?
the Ford Pro was a steal. That was just the
Did
greatest.
you have like $2
value
grand?
ever. Huh? No, I got that for like 4,800. Paid cash. Yeah, that was a great car.
You had 4,800 in
Shit.
cash?
Why
Wait,
Why
wait.
did I want something?
You had 4,800 in cash?
I did. I'd done a couple of commercials for.
They
famous
didn't have
footwear.
credit cards back then.
Right.
This was
I
like the
did some
60s.
commercials for famous footwear. I had money in the bank.
Yeah, this was like
Bought
the
my own
20s.
car.
Not anymore.
This was like the 70s. No, this was like
That car is.
this happened like 80s, 1880s.
What are you talking about? It's not in the new 80s. I bought the Ford
You had
Pro in
8 cookies?
1995.
Oh, so 1895.
1890.
17. Oh, he's talking about
Anyway, let's get- we're
1776.
getting way off
Like,
topic here.
during-
We're continuing
during
our
the
topic.
American
Or we can
Revolution.
hit up
Ben, you just
Dr.
dipped your hair in the
Demento. I mean,
water.
Did I?
Mr. Predictor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Briscoe? W.
You okay, bud?
I still have a headache from Good America.
Alright, you ready?
Okay. Is there anything else we wanted to say to wrap this topic? Did anybody chat to us? I'm guessing nobody did.
No one's been watching the whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, I did text a few people. I don't know. Oh, are we? Did we set this to public? Am I out of? Oh, we'll share this
I
again.
swear to God.
It wouldn't matter because all the people that I texted are just friends of mine. So they
But
should-
I texted a friend.
You did? Did you really?
Ben. Not that bad.
Oh.
Ben from my school.
Well, we'll share it publicly anyway. Everybody can watch it. Anyway.
He's gonna be so sad. He's like, no, he lied to me.
uh,
He lied.
We
He
don't
lied.
really typically get a lot of viewers, and this is just a space for us to.
The most ones we ever got was on our April Fool's one with the bathroom.
That's true.
Yeah, that was.
We got like 8 viewers and we were all cooped up in the bathroom talking about toilet paper.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Dad, I need to buy like something party related for school.
Okay, let's talk about this later. Don't talk about this on our podcast.
Are you ready for
Yeah,
school?
like-
What are you
like-
bringing this?
Bandanas or something like that.
Panda.
Oh crap! You said you need a purple shirt for tomorrow.
Mhm.
Okay.
I need to buy.
Sorry.
I need to buy like.
Sorry, Ben.
How many people in my advisory? We'll just buy 20 yellow
Wait.
bandanas.
Wait, for tomorrow?
Yes.
20 yellow
Mine for the
pandas.
whole advisory.
What are you talking about? I can't go buy 20 yellow bandanas. Where am I going to get that tonight?
Walmart, Party City.
Charlie, it's 7 o'clock at night. My evening is pretty much done. I'm beat and exhausted. This is not something you really do actually need, is it?
No, it is.
Okay, can we just do the Mr. Predictor and talk about this later?
Yeah, it is going to be later in a few minutes. No. You got to tell me about this when I pick you up in the afternoon. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
The microphone's upside down.
All right.
This
Let's
is
do-
where
let's
the
do big
actual
one.
microphone
Yeah, we'll
is.
discuss this when we're done.
Okay. Well, let's
Stop
we'll
it!
run over our
Right
house
now!
Huh?
Will a tornado run over our house tonight?
No,
Will a
I have
tor-
to ask
Alright, go
that.
ahead,
Will a
Jimmy.
tornado run over our house tonight?
Put your hand over it. Gosh darn it. Okay, come on. Did you spell it on the computer?
No. No, shut up.
Guys.
No.
You can grab the towel up there, please. Oh, for God's sake. Get a towel. Clean up the spilled water, please. No, stop. Not those. A towel. A towel from upstairs. You're not gonna use half a roll of paper
Tyrone
towels
McGee
for that.
said,
Tommy, I'm late.
You've got.
Alright,
Hi,
done.
Tyrone. You've got the table too. You better get a towel from upstairs. Do not
I got a
use the paper towels. Do not use them all.
One more.
Oh,
Give me.
okay.
Thank you.
Cyrone, I'm sorry you walked in on this.
Charlie.
What? I don't see anything.
Literally.
Oh, there's water.
Charlie, please.
Okay, next question.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka,
You
ooga
can put that in the laundry downstairs.
Yes, sir!
Okay, will Dad grow his hair back?
Charlie.
That's where you're going. You broke my leg.
Bro, what?
Well, do not do that anymore. This is going to cause us like madness. Okay, seriously. And take it easy on the Milanos out of the bag. Like it's you're a horse in a trough. Just take it easy. I don't know how many you've had.
17.
I didn't want that.
17's
They're on
great.
sale, so I get 2 bags, and you guys think it's a green light to just eat them directly out of it.
Okay, next
It
question.
Okay.
Will
As Cyrone
Stop coughing.
Okay.
Will Cyrone
Simon, be
review
sure to watch
big
the
muscles
beginning of
tomorrow?
this. Thank you again for being here. He's our
Stop.
some of our equipment. Our
Will
air
Tyrone
sign.
McGee have humongous muscles tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes or absolutely yes.
Excuse me. You guys are so annoying. Just sit here. I don't know when and which podcast this started. I really don't. Why we're gonna have to shut down Mr. Galipka. Like, it's just you could put in the comments anyone who actually watches this portion whether we should vote yes, keep it, or get rid of it, as they continue to ask this thing the same question. Oh my God, there's no annoying. I'm annoyed. Hopefully everyone's enjoying this who decides to view this.
Dad, it said the answer cannot be determined like 5
I
or 6
know.
times in a row.
I realize that. You realize I'm just sitting down here waiting.
In a row.
This is going to be the end of Mr.
Dad,
Galipka.
were you mad, annoyed, frustrated, ashamed,
Annoyed.
Angry?
Pretty much annoyed sounds
cross, upset, disappointed, scared, sad? Were you frustrated and surprised?
I'm
when you
getting
broke my
annoyed
leg?
again. I'm getting annoyed again.
Oh, so you're annoyed, the purple one? So you could say, I feel annoyed.
All right, that's gonna
when
wrap up
you
our podcast
do
tonight.
the Mr. Predicto
Thank
thing.
you for
Wait, do it.
tuning in
Don't
again
do it
for the
again.
last portion of it, which
Wait.
is he's become completely unintelligent. What?
We have to ask some questions about Tesla.
Yeah, is Tesla gonna like go big?
No, we're not. I'm not asking any more questions
One
of this
more.
thing if that's gonna happen. I have to sit down here while you guys are
Yeah,
upstairs
well-
screaming.
Yeah, what are the chances?
No.
It's that.
No,
It's
not
that.
doing that anymore, thanks.
That literally is the
No,
answer.
I'm setting the limit. Mr.
Yeah.
Predicto's gonna be out, period, if that's gonna happen every single time.
Well, it's only if he says that.
It's annoying. He says that probably 30% of the time.
Ooh, yeah,
See-
yes, no, maybe, yeah.
Well, then we're not gonna do Mr. Predicto.
Hey.
Come on.
Dad, it said it 6 times in a row.
Well,
Yeah.
Tesla get popular.
I realize that. I
Tesla
sat
get
down
popular.
here,
Tesla get
and
popular.
if the
Ooga chaka,
two people
ooga
went-
chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Stop! It's loud and obnoxious. We got neighbors we share a wall with. You know, I mean, come on.
Upstairs screaming.
Alright.
Yeah, somebody could be using the toilet on the other side of the wall. They could be enjoying a book.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Or maybe taking a bath with some candles lit. And then that's what they have to use.
Dad, will Tesla get super popular?
Where's Mr. Predicto?
I'm going to say they already are. Yes.
Well, after.
Yes, they are.
Ah.
Mr. T.
You're not doing it again. That's it. We're done for the night. You've thrown the whole thing out. Sorry.
Come on,
Dad.
It's the last one. It's the last
You can ask
one.
it again here.
Dad.
He's the Uga Chaka. Uga Chaka! Uga Chaka! Uga Chaka! Uga Chaka!
Yeah! That's enough. Okay, that's enough.
Alright.
You guys are getting nuts.
Okay.
Alright. Ready? Outro.
Okay, we thank you for watching.
Outro, ready?
Hold on a second. Not outro, ready? Sit down. Say goodbye to our guests. You know what? Nobody chats with us because we're just like, it's like, no. it's-
Bye bye to our guests.
You know. Charlie, please stop.
Chris Baggs said, not sure about
Oh my God, Magnolia!
I wouldn't be sure about this either. This podcast used to be somewhat intelligent.
I mean,
We've done a few funny things that would happen with this, and this has become a madness. So, as I stated earlier, go ahead and put in the comments whether you think the ritual with this. Then I'm not sure which podcast it came about on.
it came out before we started doing the
No,
podcast.
it didn't. I don't know when
Yes,
it
it
happened.
did. I remember
you guys
doing it.
decided you needed to run up to the bathroom. That was when you left the mic down here and you take the camera with you. And it's ridiculous. But we had a nice conversation earlier going, so please watch.
I'm trying to read
And
chat.
tune in on any comments you might have had for that. But it's 7 o'clock. I think we've been on hold.
Wait.
30 minutes.
Magnoli. This is the person you play Helldivers with.
Okay. Sean,
You can't even do like.
come on, man. It's like, all right. Let's take it down.
Okay, outro,
All right.
guys?
It's
Outro?
Outro.
Okay, wait. First,
Alright.
everybody,
Oh.
thank you for tuning in. Whoever actually sat through to the end.
Tyrone McGee said, I'm so confused right now. And Chris Baggs said, yes.
Yeah, we had somewhat of an intelligent conversation going on about companies and Tesla, and
This is not the end of our podcast.
and then that ended towards the end when we started doing Mr. Predicto. Charlie. All right, they're gonna do the end theme song, and thank you for watching. Anybody who tuned in to this bizarre. We don't have the theme song that we tracked, so we're gonna still sing it live.
Make
for you.
him say
Go
one
ahead.
thing.
No, he doesn't say anything.
Why? You take his batteries out?
I don't know, because you guys take it upstairs and you beat on it on the toilet. That's why. In the bathroom. the thing. I don't want this.
Signs say no.
I don't want this thing in the bathroom. Okay?
predict,
Stop, Sam. Go ahead and sing the theme song.
don't remember how it goes.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.